What's good, you too, man? It's your boy SB, and I'm back with another sports break. So, I'm not a big fan of tooting my own horn, but when you're right, you're right. The Super Bowl champions did end up being the Kansas City Chiefs. And guys, here on this channel, we give our flowers to all our champions. So here in this video, we're going to be talking about that championship game, the Super Bowl, and also giving our flowers to our new Super Bowl champions. Back-to-back champions, one of the first times that this has happened, and it puts Patrick Mahomes in a rarefied air where he joins a short list of quarterbacks who've won 3 Super Bowls before their 30th birthday, being only him, Tom Brady, and I think Peyton Manning did it as well. I might have to fact check that, but I think it was Peyton Manning as the other person. Take that back, it's actually Troy Aikman that did it. So Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Troy Aikman, the 3 youngest people to win 3 Super Bowls. And what he did on Sunday was nothing short of impressive, right? You could tell that the team was in a bad place in that first half. And I think that's came as a little bit of surprise. To only have 3 points, not be able to touch the end zone, things like that. They were visibly frustrated. But I couldn't understand why, because they were in the game. It was a 1 touchdown game. They got the ball out the second half. I think they played one of their worst halves of football, and to only be down by 7 at halftime was huge. So I felt like they should have been in the position of celebrating, especially since they're a team that's been in this spot already. They know what to expect, right? This is nothing new. They've been there, done that. But you can kind of tell that they were a little bit caught off guard with the way that the 49ers came out and played the first half. And it was tripping me out that the 49ers were so excited to go into halftime with a 10-point, only scoring 10 points in the half and only having a 7-point lead. They felt good about themselves and thought that the game was basically wrapped up. We're going to be talking about the overtime baffle at the end. With whatever the 49ers had going on, whatever their coaching staff is going over there or lack thereof. But this is not about them. This is about the champions. This is about the Super Bowl champion, the 49ers. I'm sorry, the Kansas City Chiefs. And, like I said, giving flowers to Patrick Mahomes is definitely going to be needed. A lot of people give Chiefs hate because, they're consistent winners. Tom Brady had to go through the same thing when it's with the Patriots and they won all the time. You just get fatigued from seeing them there and winning the game so often. But I've learned my lesson. You can't bet against them. You can't bet against that trio, as I said before, of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid. We got to sit back and wait to see if Andy Reid does come back or if that was his last game coaching. But I think that he's a surefire Hall of Famer. We already know 15 is going to be in the Hall of Fame. 87 is going to be in the Hall of Fame as well. But I think is not to be nearsighted the way that their defense played. And we talked about this in the previous video, right? That the defense has been locked down all postseason. And it wasn't different in the Super Bowl. They came to play. They showed up in big moments and when they needed them to. While the offense struggled throughout the whole first half, the defense was on point throughout the whole first half and even better in the second half, in my opinion. We've seen, the 49ers go down the field and have that 1 touchdown drive. But, for the most part, the Kansas City Chiefs defense was one of the winners of the game until you get to the fourth quarter in overtime. And at that point, it became the Patrick Mahomes show to where he decided to say bump everything. Him and Travis Kelce was going to be the ones that lead this drive down the field. And even though Travis Kelce didn't get in the end zone, he ended up coming alive in the middle of the third going into the fourth quarter. So they showed their champion medal. They showed their fortitude. You can never count out a champion. And I think it felt like the 49ers were kind of counting them out, kind of felt like that their game plan was going to be effective and working out, especially when they went into the halftime with the lead. They were skipping into the locker room, right? But everyone knew that the game wasn't over, especially when the defense was able to get that stop midway through the fourth and force the 49ers to kick a field goal with 2 minutes left. While the field goal was good and while he did make it, everybody in their mind knew that 2 minutes isn't too much time for this team. And it proved to be true. Patrick Mahomes drove them straight down the field. They get the game-tying field goal to send it into overtime. And then from overtime, they just kind of took over from there. Not sure what Kyle Shanahan was thinking. A, electing to take the kickoff, and B, electing to take the field goal, right? I think with the new overtime rules, it's important that you go score a touchdown, especially if you get the ball first. Kicking that field goal kind of leaves the door open. And, the Chiefs, they said that, if they get the ball second, if they're trailing, they're going for the touchdown. No point in tying the game, going into double overtime. It's the Super Bowl, man. Let's go win, right? And you don't get another opportunity like that. So I think he should have took the ball, went down the field, and tried to get a touchdown. I think a field goal is kind of a mute point when it comes to overtime. But that's neither here nor there. You kind of can tell that they had the 49ers defense on the rope throughout the middle of the third quarter, all the way into the end of the game. The Chiefs offense was the best unit on the field at any point in time. So they deserve to win. A lot of people asking if the 49ers lost it or the Chiefs win it. That's a little bit more debatable, but I think they deserve to win that game the way that they showed their championship heart in the second half, starting with the third quarter all the way through the fourth. There's going to be a lot more to break down from this game. I'm going to have some people join us. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We got to talk about the 49ers not knowing the rules in the NFL. You in the Super Bowl, man. How you don't know what the rules are? The overtime rules got implemented last year. Even though this is the first year of them being incorporated, you should have known the rules, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Big shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, back-to-back champions, and early synopsis thinks that they're going to win it again next year, right? And there's no reason not to think that unless Andy Reid retires, then it's going to be a little bit of a different conversation. As usual, you guys, if you haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, you missing out. Might as well go ahead and hit it right now while you're here. And for those people that are subscribed, make sure you ring that bell. That way you get those notifications every time I post a new video. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.